Nearly a month after murder charges were dropped against Barry Morphew, there is a renewed push to hold all prosecutors more accountable. Morphew's lawyers say prosecutors violated his rights without any consequence. Jordan Chavez is in the studio with more details. And Jordan, Morphew's lawyers say this isn't the first time prosecutors have been accused of something like this.
Yeah, this is not new at all, Corey. In fact, this happened enough times that Morphew's lawyer, Iris Eaton, drafted a bill last year to hold prosecutors accountable, though didn't make it very far in the state legislature. Now, though, she is back pushing for a new law that would allow defendants who are wrongfully prosecuted to turn around and sue the prosecutors. Now, this is actually similar to Colorado's police accountability law, which was enacted just 2 years ago. That's the law that allows people to sue Colorado police officers for their actions on the job. Well, Eaton is now hoping this new bill would be introduced in 2024. And this new effort is, of course, coming on the heels of Barry Morphew's highly scrutinized case. Eaton says prosecutors not only withheld evidence, but also falsified information in Morphew's arrest warrant and tried to get a witness to falsely testify at the preliminary hearing just last year. Now, according to Eaton, 30% of all wrongful convictions in the U.S. are actually caused by prosecutorial misconduct. 9 News did reach out to the Colorado District Attorney's Council for their take and comment, but we have not heard back just yet, Corey. Of course, once we do, we will let y'all know.
Jordan, there has been so much back and forth in this case. It's been crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think what they're trying to do with this bill is to give the defendants a chance to have their time in court as well, Corey.
Yeah. All right. Jordan, thank you. 10 years ago this week, Denver City Council passed the city's urban camping ban, but people experiencing homelessness say they don't think the homeless sweeps are making the city any better. Last night, all but one Denver City Council member walked out of public comment, while people experiencing homelessness talked about the problems they face every day. Public comment takes place for 30 minutes before council discusses the agenda. The meeting was supposed to start at 5:30, but nearly every member was absent until 6:45. A spokesperson for City Council says the president called for a recess after the crowd got, quote, unruly and out of control. The only council member who stayed was Candy Tabaka. She listened as people experiencing homelessness expressed fear and frustration for the way they have been treated.
Denver is throwing away taxpayer money, giving contractors money to provide services to homeless people and not housing the homeless population. This is absolute insanity.
We all out there trying to get jobs, but when we leave our tent, we come back to nothing.
Homeless advocates have planned several protests for this week, including one Saturday in front of the city and county building.
Well, the couple that owned one of the first homes destroyed in the Marshall fire, now the owners of the first permit to rebuild in unincorporated Boulder County. Dan and Pam Decker say that their kids started helping them search for builders and architects just 2 days after the fire destroyed their home in Marshall. It was right down the street from where investigators believe the whole thing started. Since then, they have been navigating a confusing process, filing insurance claims, figuring out how to clean up their property.
We've just cried every day. We've just lost everything, photos, memories, I mean, just everything. And so we're finally feeling like there's a way of coming out of it, I think.
If all goes according to plan, they hope to move into their new house sometime around February or March of next year. But there are many survivors still waiting on crews to remove the debris from their lots, and they haven't even started the permit process yet.
A new program in Denver is helping people who have lived in or have family who lived in the city's red-line neighborhoods from 1938 to 2000. So the new program gives down payment assistance of either $15,000 or $25,000 to qualified applicants. The goal is to help increase home ownership in communities of color.
Equity is a core value to the city of Denver, and we're making decisions with our budget and with programs like this to align our values and say that we no longer want race to predict housing outcomes.
The city says applicants can get up to 5% of their mortgage loan as a no-interest loan. It's forgiven if they stay in the home for 3 years. For the first time since February, Colorado is averaging more than 1,000 COVID cases a day. Our positivity rate is going up slowly. 6.6% of tests are coming back positive. Most of our new cases are new strains of Omicron, highly contagious but not as severe. Dr. Michelle Barron at UC Health says she's seen signs that hospitalizations could start going up again too, but she's not ready to call it a new wave.
Everything's sort of creeping up slowly, not at some crazy trajectory. Hospital capacity is obviously something that we have to continue to manage. especially if we do start to see a huge rise in the number of cases. And then severity is the other thing, because that impacts how long people stay in the hospital.
The state health department told us it doesn't plan to change its messaging unless hospitalizations change dramatically. For now, they say to keep making choices based on your own risk factors and comfort level.
And let's take a look at our stats for today. Going for a high of 77 degrees. That compares to a normal high of 68 degrees. The record 90 set back in 2018, and just 3 years before that, the record low of 27.